I need to pull up the restream thing. Where are you? I have you in my plans. So they're doing Frigate. This is the beginning of the game. Everyone has to do it. Kind of boring until the end. Okay.
Evacuate immediately. Evacuate immediately. Evacuate immediately.
Well, looks like Chase is ahead already, which is kind of surprising. So Remy is the one who's seeded to win this.
It's still early though. There's lots and lots and lots of time to make up for this.
Oh, yeah.
About an hour and a half, as it turns out.
Yes.
Both inbound strats. Safer, but about 2 minutes slower. And easier, too.
I expected Chase to roll back in front of that door, but he didn't. They do that so that you can build up speed as the door explodes and go through with a non-zero initial velocity.
It saves a little bit of time.
Yep.
Not a ton, but...
Right, but if you save a little bit of time many times in the run, then it adds up.
Yes, if you save 3 seconds on every door, or even 1 second on every door,
Right.
There's a lot of doors in this game.
Yeah. So it absolutely adds up. to watch the Ridley cutscene. Being around 5:03 when you go scene is pretty good. Remy had a better time than that too. 5:08. I think
This is the only time you'll see grapple beam in any run.
yes. At least in any percent, right? Or 20%. I don't know if you use it in Hunt. Maybe a granny strat.
Yeah, you don't need to ever use it. I don't know if you do or not. Seems like it's generally kind of slow, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so Remy's making pretty good time on this inbound escape. The RTA record for frigate escape, not RTA, Jesus, the in-game record escape for inbound frigate would be, that's 33 seconds, 4 minutes 33, which is really fast.
Yeah, they would be out right about now, actually.
Yeah, there are a lot of tricks we didn't see that were used to do that, like around this corner right before the room they're in. They do an instant unmorph before the little electric gate by going really quickly around the corner.
Oh, cool.
It's a little trick. And I haven't seen anyone do that in their inbound except for MP Zoid, who had that record before the escape was found. The out of bounds escape. 434. Oh, dude, you're right. Well, 433 in 300 milliseconds, according to leaderboard. Oh, you got Remy. Remy got doored. I didn't see it. That's why he started out.
Getting doored is so annoying.
I was running earlier today and I got doored. It was bad.
So now they're gonna go ahead and get the first, the first item of this run, but probably about halfway through the game casually. Space jump, so you can jump twice. It pretty much breaks the early game really, really hard. And they get to go really fast because of it.
Yeah, just a little dash to the right or left if you prefer. And you can go right from your ship to that power-up, which is really, really, really necessary to make this game not a horribly long speed run. Since it looks like we'll never be having anything like Echoes' item loss skip.
Yeah, so it's actually, as part of doing Out of Bounds Frigate, you do one item loss skip. However, there's a second one as soon as you get to Talon, so it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Except that you get to roll through the very last room, which is a little faster.
That's true.
Because you're keeping Morph Ball. That's the only actual thing that you get by keeping your items. But even that doesn't really matter because you're spending most of the escape out of bounds anyway, which is a lot faster than the inbounds.
It's like 50 seconds faster in game time or something, and like another 40 seconds faster than that real time.
Yeah, the in-game time, Justin's record of 525 and 150 milliseconds is 50 seconds faster than MP Zoid's time. But then, as we saw earlier, no one really got a time that quick on the inbounds escape. So really, it's like 55 seconds in-game time. If you're doing both strategies like pretty close to optimally, which is usually how you talk about time saves. A lot of people, you watch their stream, they'll get less. They'll have like 4:17 on the clock when they escape frigate inbounds, which is kind of slow. But that's because a lot of the streamers who are doing inbounds escape just aren't very fast at Metroid Prime in general. A lot of the people who have been speedrunning it for a while already do out of bounds. So this is Ruined Fountain. Remy's gonna open the map here, which for some reason makes that door load faster. It's waiting to load all the doors, but then you open the map, and then that room is already loaded, and it just, when you open the map, it makes that door open.
I think that's the only place where that ever actually saves time.
Yeah, at least in a run.
At least in a run, yeah.
They don't do it anywhere else anymore. No dash off the mushroom caps from Remy. I always like to see that movement. Ooh. Oh yeah, he missed the shriek bats. That's fine. Charger Beam is a completely skippable item. There's nothing that you really need it for in the run, since we skip all the beam combos anyway. But it just makes a lot of things a lot faster, and you really don't want to skip it in any percent. It is skipped in low percent, but not in any percent, because it's just slower than getting it. It's not that far out of the way.
Yeah, Omega Pyro would be a lot slower. The ghost fights would be, fight would be a lot slower.
Well, it's ghost fights if you don't do IBBF, or if you fall on ghost skip and hit the trigger.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah, and then there's, not to forget Metroid Prime himself.
Yeah, it saves a lot of time on Metroid Prime. Herself?
I think most people refer to Metroid Prime as a she, but I don't think it is stated anywhere.
I don't know, I've never scanned Metroid Prime. So Remy's coming up to Incinerator Drone, which gives bombs when you kill it, and it's just an RNG fight, so you just kind of wait around and wait for it to finish.
I think it's, someone in the chat correct me, I think it's 8 to 12 seconds of that it can, where the target will pop up, and then 10 to 15 on the rest. The other three.
Yeah, so it's like 30-something seconds overall.
Yeah, like 35, I think I heard somebody say.
According to DF, optimal is 8, 15, 15, 15.
Oh, okay, so 15 is the earliest for the rest. So I guess that... Wow, so is the variance 15 to 20 or 15 to 25 seconds? The last 3 seconds, vulnerable seconds. It's like Jesus having some trouble. Or he's just waiting for the pop-up. Yeah, it seemed like he knew. He's just not standing on it. I'm used to people standing on it.
Yeah, standing on it means you don't have to do anything, other than maybe shoot a wasp or two, so a lot of people will do it. You always want to for the last part, though, because you drop on top of bombs when they spawn.
Yeah.
A little bit faster.
You can usually kill 2 or 3 wasps before the thing pops up, but I use music cues to let me know when the earliest the thing can pop up is. At least on the first round. On the rest, then you have to do like math in your head, and I don't usually do that. So Chase is going to do this puzzle that Remy didn't do because IBBF. IBBF, among other things, allows you to just go past this locked door, so you don't have to do that puzzle.
I guess it would be slightly faster to do this puzzle here than the next time you come through this room.
Yeah, because you go past the little stone toad that you have to destroy to go in there on the way out of Incinerator Drone.
This is one of those puzzles that is technically timed, but the time limit is so generous that I don't know if I've ever failed it, even casually. Back in the day, it was really easy.
I showed my friend Metroid Prime in 2014. He had never played it before, and he did fail this puzzle on the first try, which I thought was kind of entertaining.
Remy just bomb jumped over a wall that you're supposed to scan a bunch of things for. It's a little bit faster if you can do it consistently. And it only works on 0, 0, 0, the first version of the game, I think. It might work on 0, 0, 1, I don't remember.
I think that's one of the only things patched in 0.1, but I don't know that much about 0.1, so I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think that is patched in 0.1. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, if you miss the bomb jump even once, it's slower in game time. It's just a lot faster because the cutscene in real time. For the Arbitorium gate skip, Chase just jumping on these hives, which gets you up the room a lot faster. Remy did the same thing earlier. Oh, Chase shooting a missile before he rolls tube. Which is interesting, because usually you just do an instant unmorph like he did and shoot the missile then.
Flagra is a really, really, really long fight. Real time and like 20 seconds of game time, or 18 seconds or something. It's really short. Just cutscene the boss.
If you have snacks for your run, this is a good time to consume. If you have to do paperwork or something, sign a rental lease or whatever, you can do that while you're fighting Flagra. Very convenient.
So these bomb slots are actually a little bit different than the rest of them in the game. They're actually just damageable triggers. So if you notice, they're just jumping to them and dropping a bomb, and it works on the outside. So you don't have to flip the mirror things, and so you get that fun little cutscene of Flagra swinging her scythes back and forth, rather than whatever is the animation, burning. I think I don't remember. Flagra is immune to every type of damage that I know of, except Wave Buster. If you have 235 missiles, you can kill Flagra from full to dead using Wave Buster. Which doesn't usually come up, but when it does, it's fun.
Remy getting the Varia suit, which means that you don't take damage in Magmor Caverns, which you need to go through in order to get Wave Beam and Boost Ball, which are very useful for the rest of the run, because Boost Ball makes you go very fast, and Wave Beam lets you open doors that you need to open to do things like get Life Giver, which is an artifact that you need to complete the game. And there's a layer in that room where you fight Flagra, where there's an artifact called Wild, which you need to collect. And the fastest way to collect it is right now, because you're already here. So you see Remy will fall down this room to hit a trigger, which changes the layer in the Flagra boss room, which basically is like telling the game that you've beat Flagra, you left. So next time you come back, we'll have a ghost fight, and then when you kill the ghosts, there'll be an artifact. So it thinks he's left and gotten super missiles and spider ball and came back, but in reality he just did a bomb jump that they didn't know you could do, and then now he's already back, and so he won't have to backtrack here later. And getting super missiles and spider and coming back here is like 8 or 9 minutes longer than doing this trick.
This fight is one of the reasons why it's faster to get Charge Beam. It's long and kind of RNG. There's some stuff you can do to... You'll notice them doing it. If you shoot them with a Charge Beam while they're dashing, it interrupts their animation sequence, and you can just kind of chain it if you're lucky.
once you interrupt the dash of the ghost even once, it is possible to guarantee that you can chain it to death, but it requires you having good positioning as well as good timing with your charge shots, because you have to hit it in such a way that it won't be pushed through a wall. And you also have to use untargeted shots sometimes. Which I've seen only a few runners do that.
Chaser jumped down the middle there and scared me half to death. But he made it, so everything's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, if you fall in this room that Chase is in, trying to do this trick, then you can't really climb back up. I believe it's pretty much TAS only to get back up here with a bomb jump. And you have to like land on a wasp and like bomb jump off of a wasp or something crazy. There's a video of it.
So basically your options are either
Reset.
take the safety save and reset, or go get Spider Ball and Super Missiles, which is about 10 minutes, or do the wall, or crawl to Wild, which you can do, which is,
Yeah.
like, I think a little bit faster than getting Spider if you're good at it, but most people don't practice that.
Yeah.
Well, that's one other thing that the ghosts will do, is just go out of bounds sometimes and shoot them.
I was looking for the source of the TAS video, thinking of for DF, who wasn't sure that I was correct, but apparently he was corrected by someone else. I don't know where. I can't see it. But yeah, I believe that I saw a video of that. Nice bunny hops. Oh, that was loud.
So what Chaser is doing here is he's... Oh, he didn't quite get it. You can get the two cutscenes to play at the same time.
Right, which saves real time.
It saves a little bit of real time.
Which is important in
And
this race.
also prevents you from ever getting back into the room with Flagra from the door that is covered in vines. But that's okay.
Oh, yes.
Because you never go back there anywhere.
Yeah. That was the point of getting wild, was they don't come back. Remy not doing the scary dash in mod station. And getting the race tank. This race tank costs how many seconds? 8, 9?
8, I think.
8?
Something like that.
And it's not a big deal unless you're quite fast. I guess quite fast by my standards. I have a 122, so I'm not very fast. But generally people will opt to skip the race tank if they're actually trying to PB.
Oh, 11 RTA seconds. Thanks, DF.
Oh, right, because this is an RTA race.
Well, it's a race, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, you could do an IGT race and then just everyone would wait during the credits, but that would mean that dying would ruin your race, so that doesn't really work.
Going for the in-game time strats, you move during that cutscene, so if you let the cutscene play out, you're slightly farther forward. It saves time in game time, but loses real time. Not a ton, but...
Oh yeah, the Venjana Shorelines intro cut line. Whoa. Cutscene.
I think we should start calling them cut lines. I kind of like that name better anyway.
Cut line. Makes sense. Yeah. Oh, it's, bless you. Jeez. Having a hard time there.
I hope you don't die.
Yeah,
That'd be bad.
Chase's health is a little low. He doesn't shoot the turret, so I guess he's comfortable with this get out. Or low income leap. Sorry.
And now he's fine because as long as he doesn't fall in the lava, he can get the race tank and he'll be fine.
Yes. Please don't fall in lava, Chase.
Probably okay.
Since I started speedrunning this game, I've fallen in the lava like 3 times.
Someone died in a race last night, I think.
Oh no. Oh yes, that's right.
In the lava.
I heard that.
All right, Remy now has Boost Ball, which is apparently, after the Metroid Prime test is released, the most broken item in the game.
Yes.
You go really fast, and you can do some crazy things. One of them he's actually going to do twice right in a row here. We'll talk about it a little bit more, I guess, when he actually gets there. But he's about to go out of bounds after he watches this cutscene with Ridley.
Yeah, he might do it in bounds for safety, but he's pretty comfortable.
It does look like he's going out of bounds.
Yeah. I would have been really surprised if he did it in bounds, but I wouldn't have been totally floored by it, I guess.
It's a minute or 2 faster, I think, than doing it out of inbounds.
It's a lot. I think it's a lot faster RTA because there are a lot of cutscenes.
Well, that's true. There's a lot of cutscenes.
Having a little trouble with the transition, but still got it fairly quickly. Every time when you're out of bounds and you're trying to move from one room to the next room, you have to hit triggers that let the game know that you're going to the next room because you're out of bounds. You're not going the way that the developers intended you to. So it's called transitioning whenever you do that. It's a little trickier than actually just walking through a door, and so it deserves a name, I guess.
In fact, what he's going to do here in a minute is he's going to transition to this next room in the hallway here. Well, right now, he's transitioning to this room, and then he's going to leave the map on that room, which makes the walls sticky. And so he's going to go through the wall here, and then fall down out of the hole after this cutscene, and hold the control stick in a very specific direction.
Left, I believe. It's left or right? It's left.
Yeah, it's left. Judging by that, it's not nearly as precise as it sounds. It's literally just hold left once you have the setup. But he's having some trouble getting it actually here. There he goes.
Oh, I've never seen someone do it at that angle, I think. You usually see people do it looking straight on. It's a little weird, but he got it, so.
Now he's going to be sitting there for about 40 or 50 seconds. And then what's happening is, as you can tell by the fact that you can see 2 different slits in the ball, it's spinning very, 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 very quickly. And the rate at which it's spinning is increasing exponentially. And eventually, it hits a high enough number that the game doesn't know what to do, and so it just sets it to a special value called not a number, which will make the outside disappear, and make some really weird things happen. In this case, he's going to boost, and it's going to give him Artifact of Sun and the Wave Beam at the same time, and also teleport him into the Wave Beam room. And give you a really funky looking cutscene where you get to see another Samus. Hello!
You just kind of pass through here spectrally. As you can see, Chase is doing the same thing, but he's doing it inbounds, which means that he'll have to kill Sheegoth, adult Sheegoth, in order to get the Wave Beam. And then he'll do the same trick in a different room, which will still get the Artifact of Sun. Otherwise, you have to come back with Plasma Beam to get the Artifact of Sun. And that is an annoying detour that I believe required Thardus Dash. Is that true?
I'm not sure. They have Space Jump, so that makes it a little bit easier, but...
I know I used Kirby's tutorial over a year ago to learn the early Sun, and I know people were happy that you didn't have to Thardus Dash, and the route was called Early Sun, so I'm assuming that route.
Actually, getting early sun like this saves, like, is one of the reasons why the route flows so well. There's very little you have to go out of your way for in this route. It actually feels really good.
Yeah. If only we could figure out a way to go through Chozo that wasn't horrible. But Life Giver really kind of ruins that.
Yeah, you need to go to Life Grove or to Chozo in order to get Morph Ball and bombs and missiles, and then you need to go to Fundrana to get Wave Beam so you can get into Tower of Light.
Yeah.
Well, Tower Chamber. Out of Tower Chamber, I should say.
Right. You can get in.
You can get in, but you can't get out.
Slightly tragic there. So Chase has Wave Beam, and then it'll take him a minute to spin up to overflow that rotational speed variable and get early sun.
Looks like he got the angle more quickly.
Yeah, that one's down left on the stick instead of just left.
Most of the time, you can do it with most camera angles if you're stuck in a place like this. Basically what happens is you stand somewhere where you can fit as Samus, but not as Morph Ball. So you get stuck. And you can do it at most angles, but as it turns out, most speedrunners like to use a setup, so it's in one of the cardinal directions, one of the 8 directions on your GameCube stick, because it's much easier to hold in that direction.
So Remy's going to go get that artifact we were just talking about, Life Giver, because he went and got the Wave Beam and Sun.
He's also going to get a Power Bomb.
Doing the same trick that was just described minutes ago.
If you watch the task, it's actually possible to get Power Bombs before you get bombs, but it's like a 2-frame trick and requires a really, really, really precise movement.
And luck from getting a Chozo Ghost to be in the right spot to dash off of, I believe.
Yes, it's really, really quite difficult, but it gives you power bombs a little bit earlier than you get it in this route, and that lets you... It's faster for some reason. I can't remember exactly why. Other than you have the power bomb earlier.
You get X-Ray before you leave Chozo the first time, I think, is the point.
Oh, yeah, you get X-Ray earlier, that's why. That makes sense. You have X-Ray before you fight the ghosts in Flogra's room, which makes that fight much easier. You can just see them.
Yes. Also, Flogra's fought even more incorrectly.
In the task, yes.
Yeah.
And actually, as of yesterday, there's a new strategy, which isn't, I think, actually faster in any percent, but in it may allow for... It's one of the things that's preventing 20% on the Wii version of this game.
Oh, right. Skipping bombs?
Yep. Or no, skipping Varia's suit.
Oh.
But you can also, in theory, skip bombs by getting power bombs before bombs. And then you can kill Flogger without bombs, basically, by dropping a bomb with IS while you're out of bounds. It's something I did on accident a long time ago, and then I finally figured out how it happened yesterday.
Right. DF also pointed out that power bombs before bombs is faster than Magma Pool IS, just because IS takes a minute to activate, nearly a minute.
Yeah, that's true. And the task movement is really fast, so...
And then the only problem, which he also pointed out, is that instead of getting Life Giver where Remy did it, you do it at the end of the run, right before you fight the final boss.
It's so inconvenient. Like, you have to go, like, what is it, 8 or 9 rooms out of your way in order to go get it. I can't remember exactly how many you did.
Oh yeah, I don't know the room count. Oh, Vlad pointed out that there are a bunch of acronyms he doesn't know. So IS is infinite speed. That's the trick that was described earlier that was used to get Sun.
And that Remy's doing right now.
Right. He's and then the next acronym that DF used, IBBF, is ice cream before Flogra. Ice Beam before Flagra. And basically, that's just going out of bounds to get Ice Beam, which you normally would need Wave Beam to do inbounds. And that was done to get Ice Beam before going through Magmorph, Andrana, or any of that before. That was the old route. We'd do it at that time. Now some people call it IBBF AF, which is doing it after Flagra, which is when Remy's going to do it now after Magmapool Infinite Speed. So the first acronym IS was just Infinite Speed, the trick, and then IBBF is just a trick that you go out of bounds and get Ice Beam, which is slightly faster than doing it inbounds. And by slightly, I mean like a minute and a half, so a lot faster.
That much faster in the current route? I didn't think it was that much faster. I guess you skipped the whole puzzle there.
It's mostly it's partially the puzzle, but it's mostly go skip.
Oh, that's true.
You can't do go skip inbounds. And go skip is really good. It may not be a minute and a half, maybe I'm wrong. I think it saves a lot of time. It's at least a minute.
So what Remy did there is he unmorphed where the camera was locked, and for some reason that makes it so that you no longer have that weird boost ball state. You still can't unmorph without the screen going all wonky, so he has to basically stay in morph ball here.
Yeah, there's a scripted camera in that spot, so when you remorph, usually you'd keep light show, but the scripted camera overwrites the light show while you're in morph ball. But if you unmorph, you have a first-person camera, so it doesn't overwrite the light show there.
And now he's going to save, well, probably save, which will fix the camera. Yeah, he did save.
Right.
Because it resets your position, basically.
Yeah. Save stations move Samus for some reason.
Well, it's because it uses a spawn point. You look at the internals of the game.
Yeah.
Basically, the thing that fixes IS is hitting a spawn point.
So the beginning of Ice Beam before Flagra is right here, where Remy is in this room called Gathering Hall, and he does a ghetto jump, or a poverty jump to get out of the map right there. There's just a hole in the wall. They didn't think to put any collision there because who would be up that high? And so he's just going to transition room to room to get all the way to Ice Beam.
Before Flagra, after Flagra.
Right. Oops.
Ooh.
He did not mean to fall. That you're not supposed to fall there.
That
Chase is still a while behind, but if he has trouble Aether jumping back up, then oh no, he's already found the corner.
That was a really good recovery.
Yeah, that was fairly quick. So he's just going to hit the load for this next room.
Which conveniently is on this nice little standable spot right next to the door.
Yeah.
If you can get on the standable spot. There he goes.
Okay. And then the room is a tube, but the loading triggers for the next room are boxes. So they stick out of the corners of the tube. So Remy's going to try and position himself onto the corners until the room unloads. And then the next room, Furnace, which is a giant room, will load. And then he'll try not to fall in Furnace, because that's kind of annoying. Is he going to go left or right?
He's going right.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that method of going right.
It seems effective.
Going left is generally what you see because the loading trigger for the next room is easily hit on the left side, which means that you're basically traveling a longer distance if you do right side Furnace. But it's easier to not fall on right side Furnace for most people.
I actually kind of like that strategy.
Here, Remy did the same thing where he hit a square trigger in a circle-shaped room where the corners stick out, and then he missed the ghost trigger, which is good. You want to load the room, which is right next to the ghost trigger, which triggers the fight. and they're right next to each other. So sometimes people will make that mistake and they'll hit both triggers, the ghost trigger and the transition trigger. But he only hit the transition trigger.
And then he jumped in bounds and loaded the room around him, which is just one of the coolest things ever.
Yeah,
Really.
it's called a door warp. You just shoot the door and then the room appears and you're in bounds.
Much easier to do on smaller rooms than bigger rooms for obvious reasons.
Yes. So Remy's on his way to get X-ray now. He has Ice Beam, which means he can shoot the ice door, and he just got Power Bombs with the infinite speed glitch, and so he can destroy the Power Bomb barrier and shoot the Ice Beam door in order to get X-ray. And you need X-ray to kill Omega Pirate, and you need to kill Omega Pirate to get the Phazon suit, and you need the Phazon suit to kill Metroid Prime. So this is an important thing to do.
And conveniently, there is a enemy in Life Grove that has a guaranteed power bomb drop and who respawns infinitely.
Yeah, until the Power Bomb barrier is destroyed. You can kill him as many times as you want. If you haven't power bombed the wall yet, he'll keep respawning. And I think he respawns one more time after you kill the wall. I don't know if he keeps respawning after that. That was the wave beam door that Chase just went through, that you need wave beam in order to get ice beam, which is what Remy skipped. That was the whole reason of going out of bounds, basically. Before. Nowadays, it's just because it's faster to do it out of bounds.
It's actually really funny because there's only that one door that's wave beam, and it's only wave on one side.
Yeah.
So, like, if he wanted to go back to main plaza, he wouldn't have to go out of bounds or use wave beam. He can just walk.
Yeah.
Useful to know in a randomizer.
Oh, yes. It's interesting. It's almost like it was an afterthought to like put that wave beam door there so that you couldn't get there without going through Fendrana. Because that's the only requirement, really.
Well, before ice beam, you also need a spider ball.
Oh, that's right.
Well, you're supposed to need spider ball. You can
Yes.
also do a bomb jump, but that is also awful.
Yeah, you can do a bomb space jump, or you can do a ghetto jump, or you can do a weird sticky thing where you just walk up the spider track by holding a certain angle. I forgot about that part.
No, like you need the spider ball for the room he's currently in too, where in order to activate the bomb slot. In order to activate the 3 bomb slots. And then you need to do what he's doing now.
Oh, right, because you also can't jump on the thing. Jeez, I've been sequence breaking this game for too long now.
Yeah,
I forgot literally everything he skipped.
It's really hard to tell people how to get items casually because you just skip all of the puzzles in this game.
Yeah. It's like, what items do you need for this room? Oh, you don't need any. Actually, you need like 4. I just forgot them all because it passed it.
Alright, now Chaser's going to get his ice beam. But jumping off this toad. So apparently in newer versions of this game, they made it so you can't jump while standing on those stone toads for some reason. It's just those that have that set.
Brilliant. Thanks, Retro.
You can jump on any other enemy, but not those.
You can climb MQA by jumping on top of, but you can't jump on those stone toads. Lava Royale with cheese. Dude, lava hamburger? Oh yeah, we got a bunch of lamb hamburgers in the chat. Got some lamb hamburgers.
I kind of want a hamburger.
Do you want a lava hamburger? Is that just when you dump way too much hot and spicy on your burger meat before you cook it?
I guess.
I think. Yeah, we should have a Metroid speedrunning family cookout and just make lava hamburgers with. They're just way too spicy.
It's an idea for the next GDQ. if anyone ever shows up for this.
Right. Hamburgers. There you go, Lexi Chan. That's right. Hamburgers.
So there's two reasons Remy is saving here. For one, it saves the game, and the other one is it gives him more power bombs. So I don't think he picked up an extra drop.
Yeah. Luckily, you don't need one. You just need to save at your ship, and then you can use it. Oh,
It's also a convenient time to save because you haven't saved in a little while.
that's
And
true
it's
for a race.
off the way.
It barely costs any RTA, and it costs basically no in-game time because you're already dashing through that room, and you can just aim your dash to hit your ship. I guess the only thing faster would be maybe bunny hopping off of your ship to get to the door.
Yeah, basically you don't have to restart your dash.
Yeah.
Probably the only difference. Bacon, guac burger, strawberry lemonade, and medium fries. Wow. Might have to go out for dinner tonight.
Oh man. Well, I did skip lunch, so I'm also hungry.
Remy is on his way to Phazon Mines, the last-ish area of the game. Oh, but first he needs Plasma Beam.
Right, he's going to pick up Plasma Beam, and then so that he doesn't... when he leaves Phazon Mines, he's going to leave through the front, which means that he won't be in this area again, and in this area is a convenient elevator to Far Phendrana. So he's going to pit stop and get Thermal and the Artifact of Spirit, which is in a tall room called Phendrana's Edge, which we all hate to fall down. And then he's going to be right on his way to Phazon Mines.
All right, I forgot there's Phendrana trip in here. Man, one day I'll remember the route.
That's okay. At least you're really good at explaining IS.
Well, I have been
Understanding.
spending a lot of time trying to figure out how it works.
Well, it's a very important thing to figure out how it works. It's one of the more broken tricks in the entire game. It's not,
one of the few things where you say it and you're like, okay, that's broken. Like, that's not how this game is supposed to work.
yeah. People
Some of the
don't-
jumps are like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
A lot of jumps people can't tell that it's even special when they're watching. If they don't know. They can't tell it's a low-income leap or if it's a dash or whatever. If you've never played Metroid Prime and you see someone dashing through a room, you might not know that that's not intended.
as it turns out, it's not intended, and that's kind of
Yes.
sad.
Quite not intended.
They wanted you to go slow and like walk and use boost and stuff.
They wanted you to stop when you want to change directions. Just stop and turn in place. Very slowly, I might add. Turn is very slow in this game. There's a great moment in the 100% TAS that Esden did, where in Watery Hall, or Watery Hell, whatever you prefer, where he has to just turn. There's like nothing for him to do besides turn. So he scans the first runic symbol in the room, and then he just turns, and the whole like beginning of the thing with TAS was so fast, and he just waits to turn. And I remember watching this stream when everyone saw it for the first time live, and the chat just lit up with like turning jokes. The turning was so slow. It's really funny.
It's really slow.
Yeah, R jumping actually, besides just making you go faster, a nice use of it is that you can turn while moving, so you don't have to get somewhere and then turn. Which can save some time. Oh, Remy,
As long as you jump the right direction first.
Right. So in this room, there's a Hunter Metroid, and on the way back, if you miss the dash, he'll shoot you with his beam. Makes you go very slow.
That room is called Frost Cave, not to be confused with Hunter Cave, which does not actually have a Hunter Metroid in it. So one of the cool, I don't know why, but I really like this, but you can shoot that plasma door through the wall for whatever reason, which Remy did there. Which is, I mean, I guess a little bit faster, but it is also just kind of cool.
Yeah. And he's not going to get the power bomb expansion, which is useful if you're going to kill Thardus, or if you just don't want to try your luck in the room where you get the next artifact in Fendrana, where every crate has like a 2 out of 7 chance of... Ooh, and by the Hunter Metroid I was talking about. So you didn't make the R-dash. But yeah, there's a very high chance that you'll get a power bomb drop in a room later on. But it's not a 100% chance. So some runners will get in there, but most of them will just try their luck and try to get a power bomb drop, because I think it's like 20 seconds to get the power bomb expansion, and then it's not that much longer if you don't get a power bomb drop.
So he just, Remy just walked past Thermal Visor. He will be getting it on his way out, because it's kind of on his way out. But he doesn't want to get it on his way in for a couple of reasons. One, it messes with the layers in, what's the name of this place? Space Pirate Labs? Pirate Labs. And the other one is you have to shoot a bunch of thermal wave thing in order to get it to actually open. I didn't see a power bomb drop.
Edward didn't drop one. Oh, Edward didn't drop anything, it looks like. Did he shoot the Varilla box?
He did shoot the Varilla box.
Oh, and nothing in there either. Jeez. Rough luck. So, he's going to shoot a bunch of crates. There are a ton of crates in this 2 rooms away. There's an elevator room and then the next room. There are a bunch of crates in there, and each crate has a 2 out of 7 chance of dropping a power bomb. So he's very likely to get a power bomb there, but it is possible to not get a power bomb. And he either has to take this elevator again and reload the room, which is kind of slow, or just hope he gets one somewhere else. And there's a really low chance of getting one somewhere else. Like the Triclops drop it in the room adjacent to the Fendrana elevator and the Mines elevator. But the chance of them dropping it is very, very small. Not really worth gambling on.
That jump that he did there to skip shooting a window that you're supposed to shoot with plasma, which he actually has at this point, is really, really easy. Still no power bombs.
There it is.
There's one.
Good stuff. And he hit a trigger which unloaded it made him have to scan the elevator, which is in the middle of the room. So if you don't walk into that trigger, then you don't have to scan the thing. So when you shoot the wave beam door, you can morph and then boost ball through the elevator activation thing, which is slightly faster, but it doesn't really matter for this. So you can actually skip thermal. You're supposed to need it for a lot of things, but they designed the game so that if you know what the thermal visor will show you, you don't actually need to use it. Unlike X-Ray, which you don't need for anything except for killing Omega Pirate, there is no exception for thermal visor. It's nice to have for killing Metroid Prime, and it doesn't cost almost any in-game time. So
Chasetopher is
we
getting
still
it.
get it. Yes, Chasetopher is getting that power bomb drop I was talking about, because he doesn't want to risk the RNG and getting a power bomb drop. He's got the expansion. Oh, Remy. If he didn't morph there, he might have fallen all the way down.
Morphing resets your momentum, I believe, in this game. So you can use it to
R.
recover in a lot of
So-
situations.
Because he hit R, the only way to stop from like falling all the way down the room was hoping that when he landed, he stuck, or morphing. So he morphed.
Remy is skipping the best boss in the game, Thardist, so he did not go and fight him right there. This is where you would do it. But he's really slow. Thardist is a really slow fight, especially in a speedrun situation.
Luckily, Retro, even though you're not supposed to have thermal when you fight it, or plasma when you fight him, they actually set it so that it does extra damage to him because he's a Vendrana boss, because he is in the ice area. So it is faster since they have plasma, but it's still a slow fight, and you want to skip it. The only thing that you really need it for left in the run is MQA and shafts, and there are tricks for both of those rooms so that you don't need spider anymore. Oh, there's also a puzzle, phase-on processing, I think, and you just climb that room. You also don't need spider for that.
Just for getting an extra E-tank, which is really not very far out of the way.
Right. I think it's called the Tank of Shame, but I don't think it's... it's not shameful to not want to die in your speed run, I think.
Yeah, and it's... Oh, he, whatever the name of that pirate is, did not break the glass, so he has to reload the room.
Yes. Edward, I don't believe anyone knows what it is that makes him break or not break the glass, but if you do the same thing every time, he will break the glass. So apparently Chase messed up his movement somewhere. Oh, he's getting bullied by the invisible pirates, which have a quick attack speed. Sometimes you can get comboed by those guys. I think he just lost a full energy tank to them.
On the plus side, he did get an extra energy tank, so that's okay.
Right. Yes. Tank of smart. This is the tank of smart to get that tank. Oh, Remy fell all the way down this room. So you're supposed to fight this guy, and then the blast shields go away, and then you just go up a staircase. And he's not that slow to fight in game time, but there's a cutscene and all that, and you really don't want to fight him. It's still like 15 or 20 seconds, so it's really bad to fight him. You can just jump on his head and jump out of the room, or jump on the little empty cryo tank thing and jump out. He stood on the map consoles there because the trigger for the enemies to fight you is on the floor. So if you stand on the consoles, the enemies won't shoot at you while you're waiting for the ice door to load. It takes a while for that ice door to load. Oh, that's right. Chase picked up the power bomb because he fights Thardis.
Oh, he fights Thardis.
That's
Yay,
right,
we
so
can see a Thardis fight!
So he needs to pick up another power bomb here.
Well,
And there's
he got,
three.
like, 3
Oh my
drops.
goodness.
Yeah.
So Remy is about to do this maze.
What? That's such a good maze! So these mazes go between 15 and 55 squares, and he got a 17.
Oh my.
That was a really, really good maze.
Wow, nice maze. The mazes can be 15 to 55 squares long, not including 53 and odd numbers only.
There's only one 55 maze. And so the thing that Remy posted there is from a tool called Maze Finder, which knows what all the mazes are. So you know exactly how to beat the maze most efficiently. And there is, if you get the 155 maze, it just says, "I'm so sorry."
I'm so sorry. Thank you, Miles, for the flavor text.
I want to say someone got the 55 maze last night during the race.
I know I saw one a week ago. I was watching someone stream. And sometimes when people are explaining the Maze Finder program that Miles made to help people determine which maze they got and the best way through the maze, I know Xanthian will post the 55 maze. There he goes. He did it. He already did it when I was saying that.
Wow. He's on top of things today.
So Remy did MQA pretty quickly. That can be a tough room for a lot of people. When ChasetopherLee gets there, he just has to hold R. He doesn't have to do a dash. So he'll have Spider Ball. It's much easier to do that room with Spider Ball.
The dash isn't really the hard part though, it's the jump up to where you dash from.
Yes, there's a ghetto jump to get up on the rail. Which can be a little tricky. Remy also did well in Fungal Hall A. So he's looking to have a pretty nice split here as long as he doesn't do anything crazy in MQB.
That was a good MPD too.
Yeah. FHB.
Oh yeah, Fungal Hobby, sorry.
It takes a fully charged plasma shot and 2 little plasma shots to reveal a rock. And so Chase is just putting on thermal to find the rock. You can lock on and just expose it. And then once it's exposed, the artist will roll around. And then if you can snipe the rock, it's like blue and really obvious. If you can snipe the rock while he's rolling around, that makes the fight a lot faster.
One thing a lot of people don't know, which is particularly useful in randomizers, but is also useful casually, if you hit him with a bomb while he's rolling around, it instantly breaks the cover so you can see the blue part, which is convenient if you don't have thermal and you don't have where all of the rocks are memorized.
Well, Remy got into the room and skipped a cutscene, which allowed him to fight Omega Pirate without Omega Pirate seeing him, which means that he can destroy all his armor. And then he dropped a power bomb, which makes Omega Pirate disappear faster if you time it correctly, which he also did. And that means that the pirates that come down and bother you don't spawn, which makes the rest of the fight easier. So he's just going to try to damage Omega Pirate to around, I think, 2/5 health, which is 2 cycles of shooting charged plasma shot. And then he'll drop a power bomb and boost away from the pool, and the power bomb will kill Omega Pirate as he spawns, ideally.
It looks like he is doing the power bomb strat. You can just continue to use plasma beam, and it's not that much slower. Oh, he got it. Nice.
We have simultaneous epic death cutscenes here. Actually, wow, it's the same
Wow,
cutscene.
it's so good! It's the same cutscene. Oh
And
man.
Samus gets hit in the head with a rock there.
Someone needs to put those cutscenes right next to each other because apparently they're literally the exact same cutscene, and I never noticed that.
Yeah, I think the artist is falling over backwards. I don't know, Omega Pirate's falling over forwards, but it's very, very similar.
Does Stardust have a front? I mean, he's kind of a giant rock thing. I mean, he faces towards you in a specific way, I guess.
Yeah.
And Remy's gonna go back and get Newborn.
Yeah. You can get Newborn without backtracking, but there are only 3 runners who are crazy enough to do it at the moment, I think. Oh, it could be 4. There are 2 that I know for sure do it. Verilix and Justin. DM speedruns. I don't know if you're supposed to say the whole thing. But I think... I'm not sure if T3 and Miles also do it. I'm sure they've practiced it at least. I'm sure they have, like... They watched it and know how to do it. I don't know.
And that prevents this entire backtracking segment. It's pretty hard, but if you get it quickly, it does save quite a bit of time.
Yeah. Is all of this even where you're bombing and boosting and bombing and boosting? You don't do any of that. You just jump up and touch it from inside the room. You're not in Morph Ball here at all when you do that. Skip Early Newborn. The artifact is called Newborn, that's why it's called Early Newborn. And then you get out of bounds in Fungal Hole A with the Hunter Metroids by standing on top of a glider and morphing through a wall, which is not a very easy trick, and it's not guaranteed to get it first try. And then you have to do the secret world, or that is the secret world, but then you have to do the out of bounds movement, which is also difficult.
And you can get stuck in the room with Newborn as well, if you're unlucky.
Which will stop you from being able to complete the trick. But if you do the setup every time, you should not get stuck. But sometimes people do get stuck because it's hard to tell if you did if you did it just perfectly or just barely off. Well, Remy has exactly 24 missiles, which is good because he's going to need exactly 24 to kill Phazon Elite Pirate and collect the Artifact of Warrior, which is the last thing he's going to do.
There is an elevator coming up that he can get basically a free missile refill for, so he probably would have been fine anyway, but
yeah,
still good to get it.
He doesn't even have to spend the power bomb now.
Not that you'd use the power bomb for anything else.
Yeah, I guess. You don't really need it for anything.
By the time you need power bombs again, you have already saved at your ship.
Yeah. I suppose that means he should have used the multiple power bomb strat at Omega Pirate Cheese Variants.
I think, anyway. I don't know. I don't have this route perfectly memorized.
No, I mean, that's a joke. You don't really do that strat. That's very hard.
Well, that is also true.
You like use a power bomb to make him disappear earlier, and then you power bomb the first pool he spawns in, and then you power bomb the next pool too, and you time charged plasma shots to hit as he gets damaged by both of those power bombs, and then he dies.
So what Remy did there was jump over the trigger for that same fight that he did earlier to jump up, which means you don't. Oh, you get win for the missile refill anyway.
Chase's
what?
maze is also very good.
He got a better maze. 2 squares less. With the really short mazes, there are technically some that are faster than others because you can boost for more. Straighter lines.
I didn't think we would see a 17 square and a 15 square. Oh my! Remy's already halfway through shafts. So this is the hardest thing probably about skipping Spider Ball. You have to do a bomb space jump, which is a trick I think it was discovered in Echoes and then found to be usable somewhat in Prime. And that's the best way to gain height, is a bomb space jump. So bomb space jumps halfway up the shaft. And then jumps on some collision. And then gets stuck between the wall and the spider ball track and gets up. Geez, I can't even explain the second shaft now, he's already done. The second shaft, you just jump up on a little beam, and then ghetto jump off of that beam onto another beam, and then you jump onto a rock that is shaped roundly. It's very hard to get on that rock. A lot of people have a ton of trouble getting onto that rock. And Remy did that first try. And then you just kind of jump up the rest of the track.
And then the what he did in Elite Research there was there's an invisible wall. Well, it's not invisible. It's visible from the other side. It's invisible from the side he's on. And you get stuck in it as Morph Ball, and then if you boost a bunch, you eventually just go flying through it like he did and crash into the other side. When I was messing around with some stuff yesterday, I accidentally boosted through the wall, bounced off the wall, and right into the slot, which you need to get into anyway, so it was pretty cool.
Unfortunately, you need a power bomb to activate that fight, and unless you have the main power bomb upgrade, you can't activate that fight. No matter how many power bomb expansions you have, you still need the main power bombs to activate that fight. Unlike missiles, where we never collect a missile launcher ever, we just get expansions, which are exactly the same, except for a fancy cutscene.
And 15-degree angle.
Oh, yes.
Missile launcher, for some reason, well, it's because of the room it's in, is tilted to 15 degrees, which is funny if you find it in a randomizer because it looks weird.
Oh, yeah. So this is the last thing that Remy's supposed to need Spider Ball for, I think. And he's just going to jump on this little Spider Ball track there.
Basically,
Yeah,
just jump up the outside rather than climbing it with Spider Ball.
That jump, the last jump in Phase-On Processing Core, that room, I think that's the name of that room, can be difficult. But Remy actually has a tutorial for any percent, if any of you are interested in learning how to do this, where he explains how to do that jump, and that setup works very well for a lot of people. So Remy doesn't fall in, or at all, really.
He's having a little bit of a problem with this jump. It's
Spend a power bomb.
there he goes.
I think when I watched Chase's stream last night, he didn't drop a power bomb to try and speed up the Omega Pirate fight. So I don't think he really needs power bombs much. Oh, he's going for the backup strat. He's getting ganged by Metroids. Remy doing the most satisfying thing in the world and not doing gate skip. Going through that way, the way Retro always wanted.
Ooh, he's low on health.
Oh, Chase.
52.
This is
He has Spider Ball, so it's. Yeah. If he doesn't die to the pirates
fully
here,
charged
he's okay.
plasma things will kill a plasma trooper if you wait for the burn.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh god. This isn't terrifying.
Good news is there's a free health refill in the form of a save station.
Yeah, if he gets to it without getting hit by the wave trooper or the power trooper that's on the other side of the scan door. Oh boy. So Remy got Ghost Skip. Or he got the first part of Goat Skip. Goat Skip, Goat Skip. You gotta skip the goats, you know. You don't want them to eat all your grass. Looks like Chase is alright. Yeah, Chase is okay. That's very good. I don't want to see anyone die in their race. It's never fun.
Tom actually died in his last tournament race in that exact room. He had 2 fewer E-tanks though. He didn't get the race tank or the a couple of other tanks. Skipped all of the tanks basically.
What are you doing?
Except the one at the very beginning.
What are you doing, Tom? He also didn't save, right?
Yeah, he also didn't save.
That was his race with Jack, I think.
Yep.
So Remy is getting whirled.
So he has to do
Or
this
he already got whirled.
jump off of the statue. Because if he didn't jump off the statue, he would trigger the ghost fight.
Oh, he already...
Oh, did he trigger the ghost fight and I missed it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We were freaking out about Chase. Forgot. Didn't see what happened on Remy's stream. This is the last artifact before you get to the room where you fight Ridley. There's another artifact here, but it's very on the way. As in,
it is
really
actually
have to occupy that exact spot in order to do anything.
It's the trigger for the Ridley cutscene, as it turns out, so it's not out of the way at all.
Yeah, it is the least out of the way of any item in the entire game.
Except maybe the E-tank after Omega Pirate.
Oh, yeah, a close second for the E-tank Omega Pirate. Omega Pirate E-tank. So there's that over. I didn't see what kind of pirates Chase got. But he didn't seem to be able to kill them, so they must not have been ice or plasma. It
See,
doesn't matter.
that's the strat if you don't use the power bomb. It's
Yeah.
charge shot slower, so it's not that much slower, but
Right.
unless you fail it, in which case it's
Yes, that can be a problem. If you spend too long charging your charge beam, or if you don't charge your charge beam fully, he will get his armor back before you finish him off. So, as long as you're comfortable with your charge beam timing, then you'll be able to do it. I don't know if Remy was going for a bunny hop or not, but he missed it, if he was. He had R pressed, so I thought maybe he was. Or I think he had R pressed.
generally if you end up staring at the ground, that generally means you were trying to bunny hop and you didn't quite get it.
Yeah. So now Chase is going to get newborn. So
He
he's
climbed up
about-
the Metroid tonight.
Is he? I think he's about 10 or 15 minutes behind. Oh no, he has spider, so he won't fall at all in shaft.
Remy did a pretty
He
good
might be
shaft,
less
so
than 10 minutes behind. Yeah, that's true. Remy did do first try shafts. Or at least I think. I don't know about shaft 1. Shaft 2 was definitely first try and everything. So did Remy save at Omega Pirate?
nobody did save at the ship, I'm pretty sure.
He saved at his ship. So, 1-1-1. Is that what that was? It was either 1-1-1 or a Galaga ship. I'm not really sure. So unless Remy dies to Prime, it will be hard for Chase to get in the lead here.
Even if Remy did die to Prime, since he saved at the ship, it's... well, I mean, if he doesn't save after Ridley, but generally,
Right.
with the exception of Kirby
Yeah.
mess stuff, you don't die to Metroid Prime because it's not a very hard fight.
Yes, unless you get hit by those little orbs, which do an unbelievable amount of damage, considering they're just little floaty orbs. Then you should be alright. If you do get hit by those, you can take an energy tank's worth of damage very, very quickly.
So what he's doing here is Ridley, in his flying form, is vulnerable to Boost Ball. And Boost Ball does a lot of damage. So you boost into Ridley when he's on the ground and you skip... Oh, missed the snipe. And you skip the rest of the flying phase, which is a lot faster. And also a lot less annoying. Ooh, gently morphed there. Got the snipe there, though.
Apparently Remy tried to write 105. Ridley was a little mean to him.
The first half was okay, but the second half was not super great.
So now Chase is going to go on his way to kill Phazon Elite Pirate. Phazon? 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 How do you,
Phazon, I think. Probably depends on where you grew up, though.
Yeah, I suppose. Although, you know, in Metroid Prime 3, they did try to impose a pronunciation on you, didn't they?
That's true. I never finished that game, though. I bought it, like, on release, and then played it for, like, 3 hours, and my hand started hurting and stopped playing it.
Oh, rip.
And then I did that, like, 3 other times.
Did you start over? Like, oh, I can't keep going from where I left off. I just
One of them was because I lost my save.
3 hours in. Rip.
So
Oh,
I've played, like, the first 3 hours of Metroid Prime casually, or Metroid Prime 3 casually, like, 3 times. So the Phazon in Phazon Core, well, Impact Crater, is this weird red phase on, which if you scan it says this weird red phase on that does damage to you even if you have phase on suit on.
Yeah, very rude. You're invincible to Phazon now. Just kidding.
You're right. You just like barely even get phase on. Remy's had phase on suit for almost no time. Now he's running into phase on that he can't even be protected from.
He didn't backtrack for any artifacts, so I guess
That's true.
You know, it's pretty much the only time it's really useful is right when you leave Omega Pirate.
And I'm still not quite sure why they put those spider tracks in that room, that last room right before Metroid Prime Exo.
Because the floor damages you.
Yeah, but if you jump across it, you take like 2 damage.
yeah, but the floor damages you. You can't touch that. I remember when I was pretty young when this game came out. I'm only like 22 right now, so this game came out forever ago. I was pretty young, and I definitely used the spider ball track every time because I didn't want to take damage on the floor.
Probably had like 12 E-tanks or something.
Well, I wasn't a completionist, so I only had like 72%. So, but it's still, I had plenty of health. I don't know, I just thought it would be wrong to intentionally take damage.
That's fair. I mean, intentionally taking damage is not intended. That's why they put the spider tracks there.
I guess.
Unless you fall, and then you take more damage than you would have if you just jumped across to get done more.
So, Metroid Prime Exo, which is the form that Remy's fighting right now, is kind of a random fight. It's the order of colors, which determine what he's vulnerable to, is random. And you want weak beams after strong beams, because during a strong beam, you can get a snipe, which allows you to basically deal damage into the next phase. So if you have Ice Beam and you do the full damage for that phase, and then after the phase is over, before he changes colors, you hit him with Ice Beam again, it'll do damage for the Power Beam phase, or if whatever's the next phase. So then if you get a weak beam after a strong beam, then you have to deal less damage than you would normally with the weaker gun, which basically just saves time. So you want to get Plasma, Wave, Ice Power or something like that.
And then on the fourth subchamber, it's random and you can kind of manipulate it, and so you can just get plasma, which is really fast. So if I don't know if anyone noticed, but in that previous room, Prime shot off a couple of those explodey things that we were talking about, and they like flew out of bounds and back in bounds and were chasing him for like 3 or 4 minutes. Or, well, basically the entire area. It's not actually 3 or 4 minutes, it's like 30 seconds. Spamming missiles is one of the highest DPS things in the game. It is does lots and lots of damage. Not everything takes damage from missiles. I think Flamethrower might do more damage, but I mean...
I don't know how much damage Flamethrower does.
I guess Boost Ball does more damage.
Flamethrower in like 5 years.
Well, both Boost Ball and Power Bombs do more damage. Power Bombs do, I want to say, 50 damage per frame. I can't remember what Boost Ball does, but it's several times that. He's a little low on health, but as long as he doesn't die during this phase, he's fine.
Yeah,
because the next phase you get a refill, and you don't take very much damage in it anyway. 50,000 damage per frame. Nice.
That makes sense. Because retro.
It's funny because Cannonball in Metroid Prime 2 does 500,000 damage per frame.
What? Why? Why?
Because they wanted to make sure that anything you hit instantly died. And anything you hit instantly dies, so...
Mission accomplished, I guess. Oh, Chase fell down full of water. Oh, and landed on a convenient tree or something.
Yeah, the little enemies, whatever they're called, shoot the little projectiles in you in that room are kind of annoying, and if you don't kill them, they'll knock you off, which is why you kill them. Screw attack does 36 damage per tick. I think Cannonball is 700,000, but it might be 250,000. Either way, it's a lot of damage. Both of those numbers are equivalent because that's more health than anything in the game has. Oh no! Okay, killed it.
Oh, he has more.
He's
to
getting
do
a
now.
lot of those ball things.
Yeah, if you're trying to manipulate the way Metroid Prime is behaving into melee attacking a lot, which gets you a lot of free charge shots, and if you mess that up, then he'll do that animation a lot. I think almost every time.
Alright, so you should be fine.
And there goes Exo.
It does 4 times damage to res bits, so they take 2 million damage per frame. And those res bits have like a health.
Yeah, they have hand health. They have health.
A single health. So since Chasetopher already killed the ghost earlier, he doesn't have to kill them this time around.
Yeah, there are a lot of ghosts in the room, but you can just leave. So here we have Essence, which is a boss that kind of just likes to be shot by you, but only while you're standing in a little kiddie pool filled of goop.
Oh wait, res bits are those annoying things in Sanctuary. Yeah, okay, those things deserve that much damage. Hate this. Ooh, Remy got the pull, I think. Oh, he didn't get that much damage on the first pull though. I can't really read his damage bar because Prime's tentacle is in the way.
Yeah, the damage is at the D of Metroid.
No, okay.
So he'll still 3-pool. Oh, it's a little close. He'll still 3-pool though. Unless something terrible happens.
The lowest number of well, the fastest number of pools is 2 pools. The intended, I think, is 4.
Yeah, I think it's 4, because on the first pool there are no Metroids. On the second pool there are regular Metroids. Third pool there are Hunter Metroids. On the last pool there are Fizzin Metroids. But you can just powerbomb them all, so it doesn't really matter.
As long as you have 4 power bombs, which conveniently enough, you get from main power bombs.
Oh. Intended is 5? Oh. Intended is 4. Okay. I thought it was 4.
I'm pretty sure humans can 2-pool. Thought.
Doesn't Essie or somebody always do a 2-pool attack cancel?
I was gonna say, I thought that's what Justin did too.
So I think Remy said that he thought it would be a 107.
He tried to write 105, but he said it's probably more like a 107. We'll see
Yeah.
what it actually is. 127 in-game time. That's less than half as long as it took me to do my one real-time run. I died 5 times that run. Oh, maybe I'm wrong in this 3-pool attack cancel. I don't know. Apparently I have no idea what I'm talking about, which is entirely possible.
Well, you certainly know some things.
Well, Some things, yes. I could tell you a whole bunch about IS and bore you to death, but apparently I don't know how Essence works.
Well, there you go. Well, T3 doesn't count. He's not.
106. So
There you
his
go.
two guesses were
Sam is right on.
you
right.
average. Hey, look, a power bomb drop. I should have just picked those up on principle because
You
they're
totally
so
did.
rare.
Oh,
They're
he might
pretty
beat them
rare.
if he fails climbing Impact Crater or something, which happens.
He's got 6 of them though, so he's probably fine.
He could fall a lot, I guess. It'd be pretty bad if he fell down Impact Crater more than 6 times.
Attack canceled free pull. Alright, I believe it. DF probably knows what he's talking about. I mean, his name's in the task, so.
Not that recent, I guess. This year. Where you just stand still in the pool and tap A and do a free pool is the good strat.
You don't have to move in and out, you just tap A inside the pool?
He posted a video and he just stood still and tapped A.
That's really cool, I should learn
He
that strat.
does that for the whole duration of the first 2 pools. And like he never starts dumping the pool at any point, he just taps A the whole time. And then on the last pool he taps A 6 times and then empties the pool and he goes in.
Huh, I should do that because that sounds really easy and much more consistent than anything I've done.
I may be totally wrong, but I thought it was a 3 pool. And Justin's 52. Kind of easy to check, I guess.
Justin's 52, he didn't really optimize the last final bosses because he didn't think he was going to be able to get a 51. So he just took the first 52 we got. I remember you said that when he first did the reveal? I don't know what you were going to call that when he first played it on stream.
Commentary stream?
Yeah, commentary stream.
Which ended without commentary because something happened.
Yeah, someone like walked into the room or something, so he couldn't talk.
I think it was the phrase was "Justin Mom is loud" or something.
That sounds right.
So Chase PB last night, I think it was a 115 or a 114. I think it was a 114.
Well, his split number is green, whatever that means.
For now, it was red before he even got to Ridley. So.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he'll PB, but he'll still get a pretty decent time. He's been PBing every day for the last like 3 days, I think.
Nice.
He had a
Good for
117,
him.
and then he got a 116 and a 114. I think he's trying to get sub 10. He wants to add skipping spider.
Skipping spider saves probably, I don't know, 2 minutes, something like that. Depends on how fast you fight Thardus, I guess. And how slow you are at spider shots. Or fast. Final bosses are really long. In this game. Partially because of RNG and partially just because they're kind of actually hard to do fast.
There are a lot of little things to get better at all over this game, and the final bosses are no exception. Early thing that players will do against EXO to kill him a lot faster is to actually like shoot charge shots less, only shoot them when they know it's gonna hit, and then as you play the game more, you are more certain when shots are gonna hit, and you just speed up. But a lot of people, when they first start out, are just trying to shoot their gun as fast as possible at Metroid Prime, and a lot of their shots just miss.
Remy!
We did not talk about Ether even once.
We did not. Well, we mentioned Aether jumping, but we never like talked about it at all.
Okay, so every Metroid is in a cardboard box, and you ship them to Canada, and then Tom opens them and gets very happy and puts them in maple syrup and teaches them how to play hockey.
You know, those sound like the most pleasant Metroids I've ever seen. One second, I'm gonna ask Tom for pictures.
It's a vault kind of with a golden comment right there. So now it's time to find out if Ice Beam actually hit. Wow! That was 3 in a row. Thanks, Metroid Prime. Holy moly, not a single shot was missed. Okay, sock in
Ice
now.
Beam hits sometimes. Like, all you have to be is good. Like, if you're bad, it doesn't hit, but if you're good, it hits every time. Watch the task, dude. It never misses any shots on this fight. Which is also very satisfying because a lot of them are like really weird snipes where it kind of shoots in a direction and it apparently hits the boss. So that's cool.
Isn't attempting to get Metroid Prime to melee attack repeatedly, it looks like. He's staying far back.
So Wave Beam does the least amount of damage of any of the beams, but it also homes on, so it doesn't miss quite as much.
So when you're new and you're missing Power Beam a lot, that makes Power Beam the worst. But once you can hit your shots, the Wave Beam is the worst again.
There used to be in the 80% route, you used to go through the room that has Ice Buster in it with power bombs, and so you would just pick that up because it was kind of faster. It wasn't really slower.
Was that you
one shot to the ice phase?
Dark Stash, get Sun, then get that artifact and Ice Buster or Ice Spreader? Is that how that worked?
I actually don't know.
I never learned
know that when you went through that room, you happened to have power bombs.
Ice Buster. It's Wave Buster, right?
Yeah, it's Wave Buster and Ice Thrower and Fire Spreader.
Yeah, Chase actually hit so many ice shots. That was actually the beam that he hit the most shots with, probably. Was Ice Beam. Putting a lot of focus and care into each Ice Beam. No, it's Wood Buster. You're probably right. It's actually Cardboard Buster, actually. Actually. Ice Thrower. Super Buster.
I don't know, I like the idea of Missile Spreader. Sorry, say that again?
Metroid Prime was kind of far away, so that pool could have done a little bit more damage if Metroid Prime had been positioned a little closer. Because the shots that you shoot out actually kind of spread out, so they might not all hit Metroid Prime if he's far away. But Chase did a good job because the pool there and still a lot of damage. Was that almost a 2 pools worth of damage?
Yeah, it was actually really good damage. Wow.
Wow.
Now that you mention it, that was really, really, really good damage.
He probably could have dumped the pools earlier and therefore gotten his 3rd pool faster since he got so much damage out of those pools.
Nice, good job saving a minute on final bosses.
Feels good, man.
And there he goes.
Yes,
Good job.
Chase just all to shoot Ice Beam.
Ice Beam is hard to shoot at Prime and easy to shoot. Oh, actually, it's hard to shoot at Metroids too. They move. I guess Metroid Prime is a Metroid, so it's just hard to shoot at Metroids.
And he posted a Twitch clips. Oh, yeah, this is from his PB last night. This is a Twitch clip he posted. Where he...
Good job.
Oh god. So it looks like he traded his ice shots in PB for what he did today.
That's probably an okay thing.
That's
Wow.
pretty good. I love that post. Actually, that was amazing. Thanks for that.
Well, good job, guys. See what time ChasetopherLee got. He looks like he's about 15 minutes slower game or real time. 12 minutes. I can't remember what Remy had because he reset his timer.
Yeah, I think he had like a 126. Okay, apparently Minish Cap is incoming after this.
Ooh, winners bracket finals. I'm gonna have to watch that one.
Oh, where's Winners Bracket Finals?
That's what it says in the top right.
Oh.
And he gets a...
This is when you cut the power to your console. Just ruin everyone's dreams.
117. Ah, it was 11 minutes slower game time anyway.
Oh, that's still his PB. Like 3 days ago was a one. A bad run for Chase.
Yeah, not bad at all. I'm sorry, Chasetopher. Don't mean to underestimate you.
That was losers bracket, right?
Losers bracket something, yeah.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, Chase is eliminated. But that was still a good race
Very good
from
race.
Chase.